Hello gang, good to have you all back again. Of course, if you're tuning in for the first time, I am the Articulate Grunt. Welcome to my channel. Now, considering when this is coming out, I hope you have your wonderful Valentine's weekend. And of course, if you're finding yourself alone, get out and have some fun. There's no one else but you determining what you're doing and how much you're enjoying the weekend. That aside though, that's not what you're here for. Valentine's week, city council meeting, a couple of things I've brought up in the past, came to vote, plus found out something I find really interesting going on in our local community that is also a bit important, kind of cool, and really an interesting project to be going on. First off, the new motor vehicle regulation. City Council Bill 2014-282 passed on an 8-to-1 vote. Now, what does this mean? Mopeds, motor scooters, 49 cc's and below will require helmet, license, no passenger, and insurance. Now, one thing I noticed, reading through the full intent of the bill, of the measure, is that it only regulates those vehicles of 49 cc's or less, because the state already regulates 50 cc's and above. Already has everything in place. Now, the license, the helmet, not an issue. Interestingly enough, I found out reading through the regulations that even if you're riding a bicycle, now this is previous law, not the current one that just got passed, by previous regulations, if you're riding a bicycle and you're over the age of 16, you're supposed to have a license. Now, as I said, helmet, license, not a big deal. No passenger. Well, the industry and federal highway department regulations state that you're not supposed to have a passenger if you're under 150 cc's. So really, that was just a common sense piece. No longer an issue. Personally, I've got a family, a car, I drive on the streets. I want everyone insured. But the issue I brought up, and I was kind of disappointed that, no effort was made to look further into making some sort of arrangements or finding a tax company that would work with the city government or anything, is that a lot of people riding these are either kids, which is not as big of an issue, or in the case of adults that are just starting to get back on their feet, can't afford anything beyond. To most of the city council members, most people with a decent credit rating, insuring one of these motor scooters is no big deal. It's like $8 a month. That's a value meal at some fast food restaurant. But for someone just coming out of college, someone with a horrible credit rating, someone who's had to go through bankruptcy and is restarting their life, so in those kind of situations, I sat down with my insurance provider, and it can cost $80 to $150 a month for them to insure one of these vehicles. For someone on food stamps, on public assistance, that can determine whether or not somebody eats for a month. Moving on from there, though, I found out that Springfield has what is called a homeless court. One of our local judges takes her time once a month voluntarily and goes down to our homeless shelters and where our most in-need people are and holds kind of a side court. These are individuals that will commonly get citations and fines for things like sleeping in public, private property trespasses, things like that, trying to find a place to sleep, trying to be warm, trying to be out of the rain. And they can't pay those bills, they can't pay those fines, so they wind up going to jail for a couple of days. The thing is, for some of them, that's not a bad thing. It's a warm, dry place to sleep where you get fed. So, reaching out to some of those, they hold homeless court. Now, there are currently 5 people on the rotational roster for what this does. So what it is the judge hears what's going on, tries to bring people into the program, and gets them training and assistance to come up out of that state of life into being more productive, contributing members of society. Get them into housing, help them get a job, take classes on how to balance a budget, how to eat well, how to eat within a budget, all those kind of things. Now, each month, she reviews their cases, and should they have finished a class, let's say balancing a budget, managing a household, things like that, she could defer some of those fines and fees. The city's not going to get the money anyway, but it's an encouragement for them to do better. Currently, as I said, there's 5 people in it, 3 men, 2 women. 2 of the men are vets living on our streets. One of the women is 19 years old. No real life experience, homeless as they come. Hopefully, this project will go well. It'll get better over time and eventually expand into something that the rest of the state can start to model after, and maybe it can actually get some funds, because currently it runs purely on a volunteer basis. Now, final thing I want to cover for you on this video, the Pitbull folks showed up again, and it looked beautiful. Rather than being this mass, just mixed bodies all over the place, some of them looked like they'd been out dumpster diving for the day. They sat together, was a formed, well-organized looking body. Everyone either had matching orange t-shirts showing what they were there for and what they supported, or had lapel buttons showing what they were there supporting. It was a much better showing, much better presentation. and having given their information previously, did not get up and do another 20 poems, recitals, facts that they didn't bring the supporting documents for. They were there, they showed their support, their dedication to their issue, and the City Council took notice. In case you don't know, the City of Springfield has breed-specific regulations against pit bulls. If one is picked up by animal control and brought in, it cannot be adopted out. If the owner doesn't show up with proof that it's their dog and willing to pay fines, because you're not supposed to have it in the city's limits without a bunch of licenses and other things, animals put to sleep. They can't be exported, they can't be shipped to another shelter, they can't be adopted out. They're put to sleep. And some claim, I say claim because I haven't seen any supporting documents, that anywhere from 3,000 to 5,000 have been put to death since the law went into effect. Now it's been like 5-10 years, but still 3,000 to 5,000. One of the council members called for an immediate reconsideration so they could be adopted, so it wouldn't be a death sentence. Get picked up by the city animal control officers, and that was a great step forward. And lets the animals be adopted while the city considers the rest of the regulation and the possible elimination of it. Unfortunately, as has come to be common with our society, in an all-or-nothing attitude, after the meeting, in the aisles, in the pews, in the hall outside, several of the pro-pit bull folks were standing around stating loud and plainly how they weren't going to accept that. It wasn't enough, and they were not going to accept it. It was all or nothing. The entire law had to be stricken or nothing at all. And, just personal opinion, that's just stupid. If you're holding strong guns anchored in everything or nothing, and it takes another 3 months, how many animals just got put to death because you were unwilling to budge an inch? Plus, just personally, you get that first step, then you get the next step. And it may take 6, 7, 8 steps, but you get everything eliminated. You get everything you want, but you get it in increments. All or nothing, right now, intolerant, unwavering, unwilling to work, as I said, can just set you back. And in that extra 3-6 months where you were stubborn, where you became the jerk, how many animals died? That was just my opinion, though, as I said. I hope this found you well. Remember, get up, get out, get involved. If others are involved and you're not, they make a difference you don't like, you weren't involved, yet nobody complained to you but yourself. So get involved, make a difference. Have some fun, because ultimately, nobody can stop you from doing your best but you. Others can make speed bumps, but nobody can stop you but you. Take care. Leave me your thoughts and comments down below. Hit the like or dislike. Subscribe if you haven't already. I am the Articulate Grunt. I will catch you next time. Until then, out from here. Bye.